Okay, let's see. We're gonna have this conversation where Segun Jegede now he joins us. Hope you can hear me now. Segun, it's good to have you. Let's dive straight into the UEFA Champions League. Let me have your take on the two matches tomorrow: Chelsea and Barcelona, Bayern and Besiktas.
Well, Chelsea and Barcelona is going to be an excruciating match to watch for football lovers because both teams are going to come out with full throttle. I was fortunate to watch Chelsea against West Brom, as it seemed. With all due respect to West Brom, I mean, they were demolished by Chelsea, but this is going to be a different ball game. I'm not sure what sort of Chelsea will turn up. Barcelona seems to be in a very, very fine, form. They have a lot of games unbeaten. They're doing very well. They're benching the likes of Coutinho, and they're still getting the job done. I'm not sure how this will go, but I think, this might just go to Barcelona on current form. Chelsea, it depends on how they feel. I mean, their mood, what style they play, who's injured, who's not injured. Sometimes the coach comes out and says he doesn't have enough players. So some of these things are not too encouraging for some of the players as well. So I think they're going through a lot of crisis right now. It will do them very well if they can come out and prove me wrong that it can beat Barcelona. But I'm not sure how that will happen based on what I've seen about them so far this season. They're dilly-dallying, they're not quite on the ball. For the other game with Bayern, I think Bayern, will do the job. Besiktas, a good team, on paper and on the field, but Bayern will come out and they'll do what they normally do. They've got a lot of experience in Champions League football. Things are going pretty well for them now in Europe, and on form as well. They're not doing pretty bad. So I think I'm going to go for, not that I think, I'm definitely going to go for Bayern for the first one. All right. Barcelona for the second game.
Okay. Segun, we're really pressed for time, but let me really ask you, I wanted to ask you this earlier. You've seen a lot of Nigerian players, especially the ones in England, and it's just less than 4 months till the World Cup. So, talking about the ones that you see, weekly, how ready do you think some of those players are for the World Cup? Because we've gotten to that moment where week in, week out now, we start talking about the World Cup, like my partner here said, praying that some of them don't get injured. And so looking at them and, the ones that you see, Wilfred, Ndidi, Kelechi, and the ones that you see regularly, Alex Iwobi, basing your judgment on those ones, how ready do you think we are?
I feel they're ready. Based on current form, Kelechi Iheanacho wasn't getting enough game time before, but as soon as a couple of players, were loaned out, Slimani was loaned out, Ahmed Musa has gone to go and play football in Russia. If you see how they play right now, Kelechi is very, very geared up for it. He's playing with Vardy, he's giving assists, he's scoring goals, they've bought new players, he's in the mix. For me, I always talk about players being in the mix. If you're in the mix, you can pick up your form. If you work really, really hard and smart, you can get things done. Wilfred Ndidi is always, in around the middle of the park. He does his stuff, makes passes. If you give him a chance or two, you give him 2 or 3 assists, he shoots. He's doing very well. Alex Iwobi, since Aubameyang has been bought, Alex Iwobi, to me personally, I think he's actually improved because iron sharpened iron is more competition for him, and the manager's playing him. Whether we like it or not, he's still one of our best players, and he's doing very, very well. And he can only improve. He's only young, so we've got Olaino in Hull as well. He's trying to do his stuff. So I think all the Nigerian players currently in the Premier League, they're raring to go to the World Cup, and they're doing their very, very best. That's the best they can do, but they need to go out there to Russia and prove a lot of critics wrong. But I think, personally, they will do a good job because they're getting game time now. They're getting more improved and they're playing with good players. They're in the mix.
All right.
Where things are happening. So, thumbs up to all of them. I think they'll do well for Nigeria in the World Cup.
All right. Unfortunately, we have to end this discussion now, but thank you, Segun, for gracing us with your presence. We really, really appreciate it. All right, we need to go on a break now, so we're going to wrap things up on the show. We'll go for that break, and we'll return for more Sports Tonight.